Bàbá mi Kẹ́hìndé Òsénì Sàlẹ̀mán ẹ káàárọ̀, good morning. Tó bá jẹ́ ọ̀sán ni lọ́dọ̀ títí yín, mo kí yín, ẹ káàárọ̀, ẹ ṣeun. Tabarẹni tó wà lẹ́yìn aṣọ náà tí wọ́n ti comment àbí tí wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀, mo kí gbogbo wa. A kú àárọ̀, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Gbogbo àkókò tó bá jẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ tí
gbogbo ayé gbọ́ yìí tí ó ń fẹ́ àfọkànwọ́ fún ẹjọ́ wọ́pọ̀ láti ṣe.
ẹ má bínú, ó ti mọ́ mi lára. I love getting inspired before getting into stuff, so it's just me. So ẹ má bínú sí mi, kì í ṣàfojúdi. Mo kí yín lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí, ẹ káàbọ̀ sórí ètò. Fún ẹ̀yin tí ẹ ti wà ńbẹ̀, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ ṣe mí láǹfààní kan. Ẹ bá mi pín ètò yìí sí ibi tí ẹ bá mọ̀ pé ó yẹ kó dé. Kódà tẹ́ bá mọ orí ìkànnì tí wọ́n ti ń sọ èdè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì, ẹ bá mi pín kó débẹ̀. Nǹkan kan tó dájú tó yé gbogbo wa lọ́wọ́ tá a wà ni pé afẹ́ akọ̀ àwọn kan ti fi tipátipá kó wa papọ̀ mọ́ra wa. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti ní ìkankan ni wá. Ṣé wá rí níwọ̀nba àgbà tí àti ìríra wa yà sọ́tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ kó ní kálukú máa lọ nílọ ẹ̀. Lélẹ̀ tí ó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí ò sígbà tí ò ní ṣẹlẹ̀ kò sí nǹkan kan tẹ́nì kankan lè ṣe sí. Nítorí tí ò bá ṣẹlẹ̀ bígbà tí wọ́n kàn fẹ́ jẹ́ kí wàhálà kó máa pọ̀ sí, tó fẹ́ máa dà nǹkan rú, tó fẹ́ máa gbẹ̀mí àwọn èèyàn, tó fẹ́ ká burú kó máa ṣẹlẹ̀ sí ni. So we are not going to deceive ourselves. It is obvious and we all know that It's bound to happen, and it's going to happen. Nigeria has to be divided, whereby everybody go their own separate ways. It's a must, because we need to stop deceiving ourselves and save lives. You know I have cold. So, and inside where I'm sitting right now, I don't have a choice. The AC has to be on. So, bear with me. The heart and everything is unlike me. I just don't have a choice. Now, to move on. So either we like it or not, we find ourselves in this situation. None of us bargained for this. It's just where we find ourselves. And the good thing now is some of us already realize that this is not a good situation. Things need to change. And some of us are making moves. Some might be making moves, for beneficial reasons, or just to position themselves to where they can later become, something. Everybody's motive is well known to each and every individual. But I'm not going to dwell much on that this morning. I'm starting this show this way because I want you to understand. If you're asking, or if you are watching me right now and you're saying, what has this got to do with us as Yorubas? Because I know some of us, we want to be a tribal bigot by saying, oh, she's not even Yoruba. Oh, the hair flight itself does not even belong to a Yoruba man. But like I said, we are all Nigerians right now. We don't have a choice. As I'm sitting here, apart from the country of my nationality, where I naturalized myself as a citizen, the United States of America, the only other country they can identify me to right now and link me to is still Nigeria. I still carry a Nigerian passport, and I don't have any other choice. Any other thing I have with me is irrelevant because it's not yet recognized, it's not yet known anywhere, it's not yet accepted anywhere. So, if we have a common problem based on where we find ourselves, then we need to address it. And we need to be honest with ourselves. We need to tell ourselves the truth. You see, there is a cost to hypocrisy. Every time we try to be hypocrites, pamper some people, probably because they are popular, they are well-known, they are rich, they are famous, and then turn around and punish some other people for similar offenses or for the same offense. That is the height of hypocrisy. And it is also called double standard. The price we pay for actions, that is our actions, or inaction sometimes too. Most of us don't know. Like the current situation, like what is going on right now in our airports. Yes. Within the span of a week, or let's say within the span of 2 weeks, we've had 2 incidents. And out of the 2, they both look similar, right? And one of them is as fatal as there was a possibility that could have been a loss of life, right? Which was avoided. And we give thanks to Eledumare for that nobody, lost their life. But I'm looking at the punishment being meted out. Also, I'm looking at all of us on social media, what we are doing, what we are sharing. For some of you already watching, you can see on the screen. Look at that statement on the screen. This is a statement from somebody with a name attached to it and a picture attached to it. Somebody is standing firmly and telling all of us that he is an eyewitness. He was on that flight. He saw what happened, right? Which means whoever this person is that wrote this comment put his face on it. The person is standing by his words, by what he saw and what he is saying. That I know what I saw and I'm saying this. But I don't see people talking about this. All I see is people are bringing this girl's nudity, a picture, just to show us or to portray that she's nothing good. She's nothing to write home about. If they like, let them put her in jail. Let her rot in jail. But I beg to differ, like some other people that begs to differ too, like this man that wrote this comment and said he was on that same flight. The man said he was on the same flight as this lady. Now, be that as it may, it has not been verified, but I want to believe it. Like I always tell everybody on my show, if you come here to challenge me or you come here to write a comment and accuse me or abuse me, before I engage with you, and exchange words or, battle words with you, I ask you, put your picture, put your face, let people see who and who is communicating, so that at the end of the day, people will know out of the two of us, with our faces being there, who is stupid. But you cannot come hiding your face and then challenging me, to start mincing words with you. Because at the end of the day, if you show yourself or you prove yourself to be a fool, people don't know who that person is behind that name. And that might not even be your name. But see, they only saw my face and they only knew my name. So you are just a nobody, anonymous. And that's why I don't engage people that don't put their pictures and their name. Even if your name is not right, if your picture is there, your real picture, then people know I'm talking to somebody. And at the end of the day, if you are the one that is right and you school or educate me, people will know, oh, look at this man. He's straightening up Dr. Olabanji on his shenanigans or whatever it is you think I'm doing. But without a face, then it means I'm a fool engaging with you. I'm saying that because here is a man right here. He wrote this on social media. His picture is there. His full name is there, Tunde A. Ibrahim. And he said, I was on board. It was the crew member that resisted the lady from coming down because she refused to put off her phone. The lady told the crew that her phone was already on flight mode. Mark that word. She was requested to turn her phone off. But she told the crew member, my phone is on airplane mode, conversation. You're doing your job. You're challenging me. I'm giving you answers. I'm not ignoring you, but I'm telling you, yeah, I heard you. You want me to turn off my phone. But I don't have to turn off my phone. It's already on airplane mode. And I'll show you reasons and I will give you proofs. Now, after landing, they refused to allow the lady from coming down. Let me go to the other slide. They refused to allow the lady from coming down. After landing, they refused to allow the lady from coming down, saying they have called the airport security to pick her up. Now, some of you have seen that video where this same lady was standing behind her air hostess, telling her, Madam, let me pass. So you can correlate that and relate that with this man's statement that after landing, they refused to allow the lady from coming down, saying they have called the airport security to pick her up. Now, either you call the airport security to pick her up or not, that doesn't stop her from coming down. She can come down. Once she gets down, they can arrest her if she has committed any offense. Even inside the airport, before she goes out, they can arrest her, even if she was outside the airport. As long as they are sure that she has committed a crime, they can arrest her. She has a name, right? She boarded that flight with an ID. She has an address. Even if she runs away, they can go and get her from her house, whichever way you want to look at it. Meaning, whatever took place inside that plane, everything we all saw online inside that plane was not necessary. It was uncalled for. But look at the way the whole thing started. An eyewitness, a supposed eyewitness, who I want to believe, because the man is putting his face, is putting his name. And he said, I was there, I saw it. And then part of this man's statement corroborates a video some of us already seen, where the lady was standing behind the air hostess and saying, Madam, let me pass, please. And the air hostess was blocking the passageway, not allowing this lady to pass. Now, this eyewitness said, in fact, they pushed the lady back on seat for many of us to pass. Because for some of you that are judging, I saw the title most of you are giving your video, the unruly airport lady, the unruly lady that caused chaos at the airport. You see, we all need to start having the fear of God in our mind. And we need to start thinking about other people and not just the money you want to make online or the content you want to create. I think it is high time we all start holding ourselves accountable, because now we are all going to pay a price for these actions that are taking place now, because we are not acting the way we're supposed to act, because we are not responding to all these actions. That means inaction. And all these inactions are going to lead to something, which I'm going to brief you. I'm going to tell you some things. These are stuff that I've already experienced. I've seen people experience it, and I've listened to, the people in power talk about it and say, yeah, you are still better off. We are still treating you better. But I'm coming to that. Now, you see, most of us Africans, Black people, when we want to talk about other people, we say they are racist. They did this to us. They did that to us. Oh, it's because of my color. And most often, what these people we are accusing of committing a crime tells us is, especially those of us that came from Africa, like, are we not treating you better than the way they are treating you in your own country? What you are doing here right now, can you do it in your country? A policeman here in the US, let me tell you, an African policeman, when he sees you, when he sights you, it is okay if he doesn't know where you're from or where you are likely to have come from, until he starts speaking to you and you respond and you understand you have an accent. And if he's able to place that accent based on experience, or sometimes if he can't place the accent, he might even crack a joke with you and ask you, where are you from? It's just trying to establish something. It's all psychology. Once you tell him, oh, I'm from Africa, we're in Africa, oh, I'm from West Africa, I'm from Nigeria, there you go. There's something rings a bell, like, oh, Nigerians, they said these people are fraudsters. They said they believe they are so smart. They said they believe they know everything. It will start forming something in his mind. Then at the same time, he has seen one or two videos of how your police, your security agents back home treat each and every one of you. Either you are a criminal or not. When they get hold of you. Do you think they didn't see that video when Sowore was, arrested and maltreated? They saw it. And most of them will know that Sowore has been on the presidential candidate list before, like somebody that has contested to be a president in that country. Look at the way they arrested him. Look at the way they are treating him, without even being a criminal. without even committing a crime. So they are seeing all these things, they are watching it, and they are taking note like, oh, these people don't even have any right in their country. Their government don't even respect them. Their policemen slap them in the face anyhow, anytime. Their policemen do whatever they like. Their custom agent go through their luggages and hold them to ransom until they like before they release them. Their immigration officers can do anything they like to them. Their security officers at the airport can slap them, can tear up their clothes and strip them naked, and nothing will happen. And still take them to court, send them to jail. And none of them will come out and rise up against it and say nothing. Instead of that, they will also come out and be, having fun with what was happening. Those are the pictures we are painting. Those are our actions. Those are our inactions. Now, the hypocrisy part is an individual just did something worse than whatever anybody is claiming that this lady did. But because the person is wealthy, because the person is popular, because the person is a well-known figure in the society, nothing was done other than we're hearing, oh, he's been banned. He was not banned. Oh, we're going to ban him for 1 month. He's going to be banned indefinitely, right? That's like over a week now or about a week. But this lady's incident just happened. Within the span of a day or two, they're already telling us he has been to Kirikiri jail and they are taking him to court, charging him for what? Charging him for what? Now, maybe I will understand if this lady was never, ever stripped naked. Call it whatever you like. You can say that she was not stripped naked. Bring your sister. Let them tear her clothes and expose her upper body, and tell me that's not being stripped naked. Bring your daughter. Let them tear her clothes off and put the video on social media and tell me that's not being stripped naked. Where is the dignity? It is okay for her to do whatever she likes with her own dignity on her own time. That's our own personal space. That is our own personal space. That's an external thing. It's got nothing to do with neither one of us. She can do whatever she likes on her time, in her own space. It is best known to her the reason why she's doing it. And none of us could judge her on that. None of us could judge her on that. That's our space. That's our body. And that's what she chose to do with it. Right? Now that something happened, the next thing we saw was some people went to bring our videos. And for most of you that don't understand, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to refer you back to Mohbad's case. I've told you several times, on this social media, people tend to direct you to focus on what they want you to focus on, but not to focus on the main issue. The main issue here was this lady was maltreated. And from what we are gathering now, from everything we are seeing now, she was never at fault. And I will tell you one thing. If they said the plane was landing or the plane was trying to take off and they told her to turn off her phone, she didn't turn it off. But did she tell them? Is it true that she told them that the phone is already on airplane mode? Because I can prove to you that as long as you have your phone on airplane mode, you can play music and listen to music on your phone on a flight. And nobody should hold you for that. Because that's not going to interfere with nothing. That's not going to disturb anything. Asking you to turn off your phone, actually they will ask you to turn it off or put it on airplane mode in developed countries. They will ask you to turn it off or put it on airplane mode. Even some has gone as far as once you get on the plane, your phone automatically goes on airplane mode. I've experienced it before. They don't even have to tell you. You will just find out your plane is on airplane mode. Yes, I've experienced that before. Now, for some, they will announce, could you please turn off your phone or put it on airplane mode? We're about to take off or we're about to land, and we will let you know. Or turn it off or put it on airplane mode until you see the light that says you can turn it back on or take it off airplane mode. That is the statement that always comes from the pilot, which means you have to do either one of two options. Either you turn your phone off totally or you put it on airplane mode. Reason is the connection, the communication network coming to your phone from the carrier. They don't want you to have it because it can cause an interference with the operation of the flight, and it can also cause interference with the asset and everything that the pilot is using. That's why they ask you to do that. But once you put it in airplane mode, none of that could happen. I've seen so many people aboard the flight taking off, even though we were told to do that, they didn't do it. Their phone was still on. I've been on a flight after the light came on that everybody was told to turn off their phone or put it on airplane mode. As the plane was taxiing, somebody's phone rang, which means the person didn't do whatever we were told to do. Right? But nobody came to drag that person down. No security officer was waiting for that person when we got to our destination. Nothing like that took place. Now, am I saying it is right to disobey a simple law? No, that's not what I'm saying. But we need to understand that in as much as we have law, in as much as we have law enforcement officer, we also have individuals, human beings who are lunatics, power-drunk people that the moment you give them a little bit of power, they want to misuse it. They want to go out of their way to show people that they mean something when their entire generation doesn't mean anything. Yes, we have people like that. And the moment they are able to taste just a little bit of power, they want to misuse it. Could that be the case in the issue of this lady? I don't know, but it's starting to look like it. Let me show you something. Here we go. And I want you to start reading this. If you can see it clearly and boldly on your screen, I will read it out so you can hear. Now, when on a flight, because these are questions, I've talked to individuals. I've asked somebody that I know to be a pilot. I've talked to people that have been on flight, because since yesterday, I've been thinking about this stuff. Since I saw that statement from Mr. Ibrahim, since I saw that other video where the lady was asking the airway hostess to let her pass, I've started asking questions because I really want to understand. I don't want to base it on my own knowledge alone. And I've been online to look for some things. I can tell you right now categorically, most of the people I talk to that I believe have knowledge about airways, people that are professional pilots, people that travels a lot, all the answers they gave me and what I found online all seems to be saying and pointing to the same thing. And that is why I'm bringing us this. Now, when on a flight, I asked, is it all right to put your phone on airplane mode? And I got answers, right? Part of the answers was, okay, when to put your phone on airplane mode on a flight? And it says, it's essential to enable airplane mode as soon as instructed by the flight crew. Mark that word. It's essential to enable airplane mode as soon as instructed by the flight crew. At the same time, they may not say put it on airplane mode. They may say turn your phone off, right? I've told you earlier, turn your phone off, put it on airplane mode. You are doing the same thing. By turning it off doesn't make any difference. It's not different from you putting it on airplane mode. Now, if you are the type that you want to keep yourself busy, probably, I don't know what type of flight they have that they are running. Maybe they have those small screens on the back of the seat where you can entertain yourself by watching some movies or music. You know, some of the flight, a lot of the flights have that. Even some of them, you have to pay to access those. Now, let's say you are like me, that you like to pinch pennies. You don't want to just pay for unnecessary stuff. And you got on that plane with your tablet, and your tablet also serves as a wireless gadget from which you can receive your calls. You can use your WhatsApp, you can, stream. The moment they say turn off your phone or put it on airplane mode, that same gadget, you have to do the same, right? Now, once you do that, you want to keep it in front of you because you're not ready to pay any money to watch anything to entertain or amuse yourself for the 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 6 hours flight. But on your own accord, you want to use your own device to watch a movie, to listen to music, right? As long as you are on Wi-Fi mode, as long as you are on airplane mode, if you have downloaded movies on your device, mark the word, it's already downloaded. It's on your device. You can access it. You don't need the internet to access it. And you want to pinch pennies. You are not ready to pay all your money to the air carrier. You're not ready to pay, to entertain yourself on that flight. But you have your own gadget and you already have your own recorded entertainment stuff. You can put your headphone on and start watching your own stuff on your own device in airplane mode. You're not accessing the internet. You're not accessing the network carrier for your phone, but you are watching stuff that you already pre-downloaded or recorded on your tablet. Or let's say you are a professional and you are somebody that is always busy and you have stuff you need to do that you already have on your gadgets that don't need you to access the internet to get to it. You can go on and start, putting stuff together. Meaning you don't necessarily have to turn it off. Nobody has the right to tell you to turn it off. Because whatever you are doing is not interfering with anything that anybody is doing. And you have the right to leave. Now, it says typically before the aircraft begins to move for takeoff, you should keep it on for the entire flight. That means you should keep your phone or your gadget, whatever device you have, you should keep it on flight mode for the entire flight. Now, sometimes on the flight, as soon as they turn off that light that says you should, put it in airplane mode or turn it off, if you like. The moment they turn that light off, that means you can do whatever you like. That's what they're telling you. If you want to put it on, take it off flight mode, you can do that. But guess what? Are you going to have service? No, because you're already in the air. And probably you are somewhere where you can't even reach your carrier anymore. So it won't matter anyway, because you can't get to it. So even if you turn it on, it don't mean nothing. So you are better off leaving it the way it is, so that when that plane is about to taxi down, to land and taxi, you don't have to worry yourself about putting it back in airplane mode or turning it off, because it's already there. And while you are in the air, you can use it anyway. So what's the essence? What's the need? Now, it says you should leave it on for the entire flight until the cabin crew announces that it is safe to disable it. That means until the cabin crew, the flight attendants, or the pilot say, hey, we've landed, we've taxied, and we're stopping. The light is off. Oh, now you can take your phone or your gadget off airplane mode because you might need to call somebody to come pick you up from the airport. You might need to go online, and hire a Uber driver to take you to wherever you're going. Or you might need to call to check on your pre-reserved rental car to know if it's ready before you get there, or to tell them to make sure they get all the paperwork ready. You're already working towards them. So because you don't want to waste time, you just want to walk in, sign your document, get your vehicle, and move on, right? Or somebody's coming to pick you, and you didn't want them to be waiting for you at the airport. So you already told them, as soon as I land, I'm going to call you. So you turn it on your phone, taking it off airplane mode. You calling the person, hey, we're landing. I'm at the airport. I'm just going to clear my luggage. Oh, I don't have any luggage. I only have a carry-on, so I'm coming out right now. So the person can start coming to pick you up. Now, why is it required for you to put your phone on airplane mode or to turn it off? It says to minimize potential interference with the aircraft systems, which I already said, as explained to me by experts. Cell phone signals, especially during takeoff and landing, when the plane is at lower altitudes. Remember I said, once you are up there in the air, most often, your phone won't even work. You can't even access your carrier anymore. So when you are at lower altitudes and close to the ground, ground-based towers, could potentially interfere with the aircraft's communication and navigation systems, preventing pilot distraction. Even if interference with major systems is low, pilots have reported hearing annoying buzzing sounds in their headsets when phones are trying to connect to cellular networks, which can be distracting during critical phases of flight, especially when communicating with air traffic control during takeoff and landing. We all heard that. We all understand that. But all this statement right here, as long as your phone is on airplane mode, you cannot do none of those. You cannot disturb anything. Complying with regulations, both the Federal Aviation Administration, FAA, and the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, have regulations regarding the use of portable electronic devices on aircraft, requiring them to be in airplane mode or have cellular connections disabled. Failure to comply could lead to warnings, fines, or even being removed from the flight. Now, mark those words. Put it on airplane mode. Failure to do that could lead to all the stuff that I just read out. What can you do in airplane mode? You can use in-flight Wi-Fi if available and permitted by the airline on most devices. You can activate Wi-Fi while airplane mode is on, allowing you to connect to the plane's Wi-Fi network for internet access, testing, and even calls if the airline allows it. Use Bluetooth devices. You can also typically turn on Bluetooth separately while in airplane mode to connect to wireless headphones or other Bluetooth accessories. Enjoy downloaded content. Remember, enjoy downloaded content. You are in a flight. You're going to be sitting down for 1 hour, or you're going to be sitting down for 2 hours. You're going to be sitting down for 3 hours. You want to keep yourself busy. Maybe you're not going to fall asleep. If you're like me, you want to be watching something. I love watching stuff that makes meaning to me. I love learning. So when I'm on a plane, I always have a gadget with me where I'm watching something, or I'm watching something on that small screen at the back of the seat. That is if it is free. Because if I'm the one paying, like it's not the company paying for it, or it's not free on the flight, if I have to come out with money from my pocket to watch something to amuse myself, I'm not ready to do that. I would rather bring out my own device and watch. And that is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Now, you can also typically turn on Bluetooth separately while in airplane mode to connect to wireless headphones or other Bluetooth accessories. Enjoy downloaded content. Airplane mode doesn't affect your ability to listen to downloaded music. True. Watch movies, read ebooks, or play offline games stored on your device. These are all stored on your device. It is yours. So you can access it. You don't need the internet. You don't need Wi-Fi. But let's say you want to watch something directly on the internet. Some of the flights, they have their own Wi-Fi, which they always want you to pay for because that's extra money for them. So if you are the type that you like that, yeah, you can do that. But you can as well use your own gadget as long as it's in airplane mode and you have your own downloaded stuff. Now let's move on. Utilize features that don't require wireless communication. Taking photos and videos, writing notes, I've told you, and using some offline apps are still possible in airplane mode. In essence, it's always best to follow the instructions of the flight crew and put your phone in airplane mode for a safer and smoother flight experience for both yourself and others on board. Those are the rules and regulations. Now, I will say this in all fairness. I've been on flights traveling from one country to another country. And part of my experience is checking in at the airport sometimes. You go through screening. In some countries, they said, oh, you are not required to take off your shoe. Don't worry, just walk through this thing. Oh, don't take off your jacket. It is okay. Oh, leave your laptop in the bag. Don't bring it up. While on the same trip, you get to your destination, right? And then on your way back, you come to the airport. It's a different ballgame. They're telling you, oh, take your socks off, take off your jacket, take your laptop out of your bag, put it in this bin. Oh, don't put your phones and your other gadget. If you have 3 laptops, get 3 different bins. Remember now, your first experience coming to that country, from the other country where you came, you didn't have to do all that, right? But here, in this other country, you're going back to where you came from. They're now telling you, take off your socks, take off your jacket, put your phones in different bins, and then if you have 3 laptops, put each one in separate bins. Don't put them together. You see how stressful that was? The same airplane, you're going to board the same plane, right? And the same carrier that brought you is going to take you back because you book a 2-way flight, but you having, different rules. Reason why? Different countries, different experience. They probably want you to take all those stuff off because in their country, they know some people smuggle things out, and those are the medium, the way they do that. So they want you to do all that. It's possible, and you cannot argue against that. Now, also on flights, the way some flight attendants and the crew member will talk to you and attend to you and treat you might be different from the way others will do. It don't all have to be the same. It don't all have to be the same. And I understand and I believe that everybody can have different rules. But let's try and understand one thing. Let's stop acting like because she didn't turn off her phone, she was putting people's life in danger or she was doing anything bad. Remember now, I'm doing comparison between two people that seems to have done similar things. One was very fatal and could have been a tragic incident. And the individual walked away and went to his house and later on came on and apologized for his actions. And everybody said, apology accepted because of his status in society, right? And he's my brother. And that's why I tell some of you that are always like tribal bigots. This is not about tribalism, because sometimes when we say stuff the way we see it, some of you will come for us and say, oh, they're talking against the Igbos. This lady is not Yoruba. But I can tell anybody right now, the way they are treating her and what they are doing to her is bad. And I have to say something, because the picture they are painting out there now is, this is the way Nigerian government treats Nigerian people. This is the way the Nigerian security agent treats Nigerian people. They can slap them, they can strip them naked, they can put them in jail, and then take them to court, and whatever the court outcome, either send them to their house and say, keep quiet and don't say nothing no more, or still send them to jail, even though the security agent, the carrier, or the airport, or whoever is responsible are at fault too. They are not going to address that. And the whole world is watching. In Yoruba, there is something we say. Ohun tó nígbà bá ti pe gbá ẹ̀ la máa bá pè. Ohun tó nígbà tó bá pe gbá ẹ̀, òun ni ọmọ aráyé máa bá pè. Whatever name you give to your dog, whatever name you give to your dog is what people are going to call it. Right? If you name your dog Gold, people will call it Gold. If you name your dog Stupid, people will call it Stupid. And that is the picture we are painting now. Have some of you wondered the reason why, when you are traveling and you get to some airport, we're complaining they are strip searching us, they're touching us inappropriately, they are looking down on us, they always see us as criminals? Have you thought about the fact that some of this stuff that are happening right now that everybody is seeing online could be part of the reason why you are being treated that way? Because if your own government will not respect you, if your own security agent will not respect you, if your own government will not treat you right, your own security agent will not treat you right, how do you expect strangers to treat you different? Because when you come to the foreign land, like some of them have told some of us, like, you should even be grateful that we are treating you the way we are treating you. Can you get the same treatment in your country? Some of them, most of them knew all these things. They know that our policemen slap us. Yes. They know our policemen beat us with batons. They know our policemen can just meet you on the street and arrest you and call you any name and put you in jail. They heard about what Abba Kyari did to people. They know about how some people can pay some people and say, I want to punish this person because he cursed me out, and I just want to show him that I'm above him. They know all these things. So when we come to their land, when we come into their country, and they are doing all those stuff to us, they are not seeing it as a crime. They are not seeing it as if they are doing anything bad to us, because they are thinking psychologically right there in their mind that we are even treating them better than their own government. They are even getting a treatment they can't get in their own country. So the next time you walk through an airport in a foreign land that is not Nigeria, and you think that person that is checking you is doing you something bad, or is profiling you racially, think twice. Whatever you are getting is the picture your government and your security agents are painting, that your life don't mean nothing, that you don't mean nothing, and anybody can do anything to you. And that's why they cannot fight for you when anything happens to you outside. Because when they come out to say something, they bring these videos to them and say, Are you not the one treating your people this way? So show us what we have done that is as worse as what you are doing to them right now. Let anybody in their right senses, in their right mind, come and tell me that the way they treated that lady was okay and it was all right. Because I don't know anybody in their right senses that will go with that and say it is okay. It is not okay. And this is something that all of us are supposed to condemn and rise up against, because it looks like everybody is now cheering them on like, hey, she's unruly. Oh no, even without hearing both sides of the stories. They only push out what they want you to see. And the next thing, they are bringing this girl's video and picture. Look at her. Oh, that's all she does. All she does is nudity. I don't know this girl from Heather, but I don't care. I don't want to know her. But everything they've done to her so far is so uncalled for. And it is not fair. We need to start challenging ourselves and holding ourselves accountable. Where are the so-called human rights lawyers? Because right now, all of you should be lining up right there at whatever court they are taking this lady to sue everybody involved in this incident. Even without her having to pay a dime. Even if you win a case for her and she sues for damages and they are paying her, don't even collect a dime from her. She deserves it. Because what they just did to her, I know in developed countries, they will pay for what just took place. What I saw in that video and from all the evidences. She didn't do anything wrong. If truly she had that phone on the airplane mode, and if truly what this eyewitness wrote here, what this man wrote here is the truth, which this man is ready to testify because he's putting his face, he's putting his name. If you say that's not his name, but that's his face, that's his picture right there. So it's not like a ghost is talking to us. We don't know who wrote the statement. This person wrote this comment on his own timeline or on somebody's show with his picture and his name on it. And he said, I was on that flight. I saw what happened. And like I told you, there is another video out there that corroborates part of what this man wrote here. Yes. There is another video out there that corroborates the story this man is telling right here. So what happened to that? Why are you all not pushing that on social media to shame these useless people that put themselves in power, that think they can ridicule the rest of us? Rather than judging this lady and bringing out video and picture and say, oh, see what she used to do, see who she is. Why don't you let us all challenge these evildoers? Somebody put every other person's life at risk few days ago. Similar incident, which could have been fatal, which could have led to loss of lives. I've said it before in my first video I did yesterday. I don't have anything against Alhaji. I don't even want to talk about that until this came up. But I'm looking at the standard, the double standard, and the way the two incidents were, handled. And that is why I'm so much against what is going on. Somebody was treated with kid gloves, pampered, begged. They pleaded with him after everything. And then he went home, he calmed down, he cooled off. And after thinking through everything, he came out and apologized. This lady never got an iota of breathing space. Even if she was wrong, nobody gave her a chance to even cool off and calm down and see. Because sometimes you react to some actions, and at the end of the day, your true color, your true self comes back on you and you realize like, well, even though what they did to me is wrong, maybe I could have handled it better. I've seen people like that, and they come out, hey, I'm sorry, what happened the other time? I was just, having a bad day. So I'm sorry. I'm not that type of, person. And everybody walks away. But now, if I believe you've done me wrong and you're trying to exert your authority and power on me and push me further, because from this man's statement, the comment here on the screen that we can all see, and it's got a name and a face. This is not a faceless statement, right? And that's my point, because I'm really holding on to that. Somebody wrote this and is standing by it. If you say that's not his name, that's his face. That's his face. Can we have people conduct an investigation and check that flight manifest and look for this name on that flight? Can we do all that? Is there anybody out there that knows this man that can give us a link, a contact to this man? Because somebody like me, I would love to talk to him. I would love to interview him. I would love people to hear from him that it was actually on that flight, so that he can tell us what actually took place on that flight before he even got to what we all saw. Because we need to take this story from the beginning. And guess what? If the lady was lying about putting her phone on airplane mode and she did not, as at the time this incident took place, as long as we can get the actual time, we can still verify with the carrier. They will tell us if that plane was, accessing the network, the carrier network, or if it was off or on airplane mode. They can tell us before we all rush out to crucify her and damage her identity, her personality. That's her personal life. It's got nothing to do with the incident that happened at the airport. That's what we should focus on. Leave her external affairs out of it. Her extracurricular activities, whatever she was doing before she got on that flight, got nothing to do with nobody. And got nothing to do with this incident. So why are we bringing that in? And not focusing on the incident itself, what actually took place. I'll keep repeating this. If this was your sister, your daughter, your wife, your girlfriend, will you allow this? Will you accept it? Will you be okay with it? Now it is not you. It is not me. It's not your daughter. It's not your sister. Not your girlfriend. Not your wife, right? But she's one of us. As long as we all still identify as Nigeria and we have not been, separated, she's still your sister. And they are maltreating her. They are cheating her. This is obvious. What is going on now is not right. I asked my title yesterday, what right is right? What wrong is wrong? What wrong has she done for somebody to strip her naked and drag her off the flight? And if you notice when they were dragging her out, they were dragging her on that rail, the stair rail. I even heard somebody saying, oh, gently. Come on now. Put yourself in this lady's shoe, no matter what she might have done, no matter who you touch, no matter your thought about her, no matter who you think she is, no matter how bad you think she is, no matter how much you want to castigate her, focus on the event. Focus on what happened. Do your research, ask questions, then bring it to the other person that did something similar, that was even more fatal and more serious than this. And then base your judgment on that. And don't forget, what is going on right now, what they are doing to her, the whole world is watching. We're all going to pay for it, one way or the other. When you go to a foreign land and somebody treats you badly, I remember one time, most of us were complaining about the type of food they were giving us on flights to UK, right? Most of us were complaining that we saw that when they have people from other countries on the flight, they were serving good food. They were bringing good things. But as soon as they know that it's just Nigerians, they were not serving us well. They were not giving us good things. Have you wondered why? Have you wondered why? It's because they know how your government, your security agent, your airline carriers treat you. And they are reciprocating that. And they are even saying we're even treating them better than their own people will treat them. That's a lesson for you to learn from this. If you are there laughing, clapping, amusing yourself because you saw somebody's nakedness, but you're not thinking about, is it right? What should I do now? How can we make sure this doesn't happen again? How can we protect people from being abused? Because this is an abuse. This is an abuse. Abuse on power on all those involved, and an abuse on the person of this lady. It is not right. I don't know how you want to explain this to me and prove that this is right, that it is okay. We've seen people done worse things on flight. I cited Abdurrahman Abdulmutalab's case yesterday. With everything he did, with what he had in his underwear, we all saw when they went to take him. They took him out gently and silently. Nobody was beating him. Nobody tore his clothes. Even though with the fact that they said he had something in his underwear, they didn't tear his pants and tear his underwear. We all saw it. And you and I were still bearing that consequences till today, right? Ọmọ pọ̀ ọmọ ọ̀sán, ọmọ wèrè táwọn wèrè alákatakítí tí wọ́n bí tó lọ gbàgbé olóró sínú pátá wá sí Amẹ́ríkà tí wọ́n mú. Èmi àti ẹ̀ là ń jìyà ẹ̀ náà. It's the same thing with this. Èmi àti ẹ̀ là ń jìyà ẹ̀. Gbogbo tó bá dé airport tí wọ́n ń fojú burúkú wò ẹ́, tójú tán fi ń wò ẹ́ tó yàtọ̀ sí èyí tán fi ń wo àwọn tó kù. Ara àwọn tó fà á nìyẹn. Èmi àti ẹ̀ là ń jìyà ẹ̀. Àwọn bàbá wọn ò bá wọn jẹ́ nù ìyà yẹn o. Àwọn wèrè tó ń kọ́ wọn níkọkúkọ, àwọn alákatakítí, àwọn wèrè táyé wọn ti bàjẹ́ tí wọ́n lè rí. In fact, òkú wọn máa ṣe jálajàla ni. Ojú ayé wọn gan ó máa rí rédèrèdè, ìgbẹ̀yìn wọn ò lè dá. Wọn ò ní nípìn bẹ́ẹ̀ because àwọn máa travel pẹ̀lú diplomatic passport. Àwọn máa travel pẹ̀lú government entourage ni. Èmi àti ẹ tá ní access sí yẹn, àwa là ń jìyà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí àwọn ọmọ àbí ìpabẹ́, àwọn ọmọ ọ̀ràn tán bí, tán hùwà burúkú káàkiri gbogbo, tán kọ́ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ burúkú, àwa là ń jìyà ẹ̀. Èmi àti yín là ń jìyà ẹ̀. Ọmọbìnrin wà nú àwọn tó ń jìyà gbogbo rándanràndan táwọn èèyàn wọ̀nyí dálẹ̀. Àwa ń sunkún, ẹ tún ní ká máa yín mú. Ọmọbìnrin yẹn ń sunkún, ẹ tún ní kó máa yín mú. I said it yesterday. You've seen her video. She was dancing, right? It looks like she was dancing nakedly, right? Have you seen a lot of girls online lately? On TikTok, on Facebook, on YouTube, scantily dressed, showing their pointed whatever, wearing light. Why do you think they are doing that? Because they discover that's what people want to watch. And they know if they can do that and people are watching it and they get monetized, they are going to get money from it. And probably that's all some of them are doing. They are not prostituting themselves. Am I going to judge them? In a country where there is no job, in a country where when they walk out or walk into an office and talk to a personnel like, hey, are you hiring? Or maybe there's a vacancy post outside and they come in to make inquiries. Right from the security guard, that idiot, that fool at the gate, all of them are already looking at and planning how they're going to get under her skirt and mess up her life. All because she came in to look for a job. Starting from the security at the gate. All the old fools that cannot control that rod that they have down there, they're already looking at her and already planning how they are going to take advantage of her situation. So if some of them now have an opportunity to do something, which I'm not supporting for them to be doing that, but if that's the only way they can make a living, I'm not going to condemn them. And that doesn't make them evil or bad. They are better off than some of your pastors and so-called afars and imams. They are better off than most of your eleha and all the people you are covering up. They are better off than some of your choir members that are sneaking around and doing crazy stuff. So what are we doing? We are bringing a video. Oh, look at her. Oh, unruly girl at the airport. Have you heard both sides of the stories? Have you conducted investigations? Have you thought about the picture they are painting? Okay, I want to accept with each and every one of you, okay, she committed an offense. And it's a very grievous offense. She needs to be arrested. She needs to be put in jail. She needs to be taken to court. She needs to pay fines. I agree with you, whatever you say. But I want to ask you a question. Was that the right way to arrest her? I've put all my arguments off now. I don't want to argue that she was in the right. I'm agreeing with you that she was totally wrong. But was that the right way to arrest her? Right? Drag her. Strip her naked. And for some of you that don't understand, it's not until you take the whole clothes off before they say you strip somebody naked. The moment and the fact that you are exposing our privacy, let me say our privacy, you already strip her. And you strip her of all dignity. It's a different thing when she does it by herself. It's different from when somebody did it to her. Yeah, if I like, I'm in this room now alone. I can take all my clothes off and walk all around here. Even if I like, I can record myself. That's my business, not yours. Right? But nobody dares. And nobody should say because I did something outside, now strip me naked and parade me naked and take my video and load it on social media. It is totally wrong. And if that happened, then somebody now come and take my own personal stuff that I did myself and start showing like, oh, he himself is doing this. No, that got nothing to do with nothing. What I did on my own time to myself got nothing to do with what somebody is doing to infringe on my fundamental human rights. Two different things. And we all need to start learning this. It's not about this lady. It's not about me sitting here ranting. But I'm glad all my rants are not just arrant nonsense. I want to believe whatever I'm ranting right now makes meaning to some people and makes sense. Right? So when we say we are ranting, we have different type of rants. You can come and rant and it will have no meaning. It will not make any sense. And at the same time, you can rant. Ranting means you are trying to express yourself. You're trying to focalize your anger. So I'm focalizing my anger now based on this incident. Because either you like it or not, it's going to affect all of us. The way people see us outside, the way people treat us outside, this will be part of what people will use as a yardstick. Like, oh, if they can strip them naked in their country and put it on social media and still send the person to jail, then we've not really done anything wrong and we're not being racist, because all we've just done is strip search them. even if they touch you inappropriately and you try to complain. I'm telling you, I've had a cop tell somebody that before. I've had a cop tell a Nigerian that. Yeah. Stop them unnecessarily, writing ticket that something that didn't happen, saying that it happened. And the person was saying, why are you doing this to me? Is it because I'm not from here? And the next thing he said was, oh, I'm even treating you better than they're treating you in your country. You should be grateful. And you know them. After writing everything and doing whatever he was doing, he said, have a nice day, sir. And he saluted and left. Is he not treating him better than they would treat him in his own country? Will a policeman in Nigeria not have slapped him even for asking that question? Will he not have beaten him with a baton? Would he not have started, counting all kind of offense on his head and say, I'm taking you to the station? So is the policeman that said that to him right or wrong? He's right. That we're even treating you better than they would treat you in your own country. So if tomorrow now, one of us gets on a flight to go to Dubai, London, or go to India, and this similar thing happened on that flight, we will all come out and start ranting and shouting, right? And then they will be laughing like, look at them. Is it not the same thing they are doing to you in your country? What did we do different? That is what I want us to pay attention to. That's what I want us to focus on. Is it right or wrong? Is it? Why are we playing the double standard game? Treating some people with kids' gloves? While we're trying to do whatever it takes to dismantle some people. Even if the other one committed, did something that is very, very serious and could have led to loss of life. We tend to overlook, pat them on the head and say, don't do that again. Why? Why somebody else just, let's agree, makes a mistake or didn't listen to our order the way we want it. Because to me now it's looking like it's the way we want it. This is what I want you to do and you have to do it. If you don't do it, there will be consequences. Right? And then we want to punish those. Some people will come out now, yeah, we need to start making examples. And she was, no, she's not the first. Why is she the one chosen as the one to be made an example? Why not the previous one? Shobi yala ya kankan no yin da. Yala ya ta ló máa fi tala kọ́kọ́ yẹn ṣe scapegoat. Kò sí yala yẹn tán bí dànù yín tó lè ṣe. Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ náà ni, ọmọ kò lè nìyàn. Òun náà lè ṣe sí. So if you are there, you are happy. Unruly lady at the airport, they've arrested her. Look at her nakedness. Oh, they even strip her and you are laughing. Oh, we even saw a video what she was doing before. Wait for your turn. It's turn by turn. Right? Because if this does not stop now, if somebody doesn't rise up and let these people know, if we all don't come against this and let them know that gbogbo àwọn ọmọ kò ní ìran tó rán ríṣẹ́ sí airways kan wọ́n ń ṣe flight attendant lórí flight pé wọ́n lè máa wá harass àwọn èèyàn kan máa wá ṣe nǹkan tó wù wọ́n. This will go on forever. Excuse me for a minute, please. Yeah, this is a server room right here. Okay, it might be for that one. It's like,
Yeah. This, that's good. Appreciate it.
yeah, what you looking for?
This is what I need. So they kind of want me to see the final symbol that's right here on the top. I mean, right here. I need to extend that outside.
Oh, okay. Oh, and who asked you to do this?
I guess one of the contractors.
You know their name? Because I need to verify. I'm going to need to know who, because, like I said, this is a server room. Before you do anything here, I need to know, and I need to let my boss know.
Did somebody come in here yesterday? Was you here yesterday?
Nobody was there. I was there, but no. You know what? I was out yesterday, so maybe they came. I was not there.
Yeah. I can figure out who.
If you can just give me the company name or who to talk to, I just need to know.
When I was talking to Jarrell, he was basically saying, like, I guess the contractors that work for him, as in, like, I think the cab contractor, they want us to do that.
Okay, let me call ask him. So I just need to be sure. Okay. I'm concerned because it's a server room.
Yeah.
Before anything happens, I guess I'm gonna have to round up. I have a very important thing to do. I'm gonna have to continue this discussion later, but with a few stuff I've brought up to the table, uh, those are food for thought for all of us, because this has to do with all of us. And the earlier, the better we start taking steps on, little stuff like this. Otherwise, we are all not going to like the outcome of all this stuff at the end of the day. It might look like just an ordinary incident that happened to one lady somewhere that doesn't know nobody or has nobody, or maybe some of us think, she's just a loose girl. She's a call girl, whatever you call her. But trust me, I'm telling you, in the long run, we are all going to feel the impact. If not at home, we're going to feel it abroad. So it is better. And I'm suggesting that we all rise against this and let them know. Let the people in power know that we're not going to tolerate this and we're not going to accept it. If they do this and get away with it, I promise you, more are still coming. More are still coming. Some idiots, some hoodlums that are just lucky, probably because they slept with some people to get a job on our hairline. We start causing trouble and getting people to be in this same situation. And some hoodlums that would love to amuse themselves, calling themselves security agent, will always come out and strip them naked. Don't wait until it happens to somebody you know, your sister, your wife, or somebody close to you before you know that this is a menace. These people are menace to the society. They are a menace to our society, and we all need to rise up against them. And those of you that are pushing narratives that don't always look for the two sides of the stories before you run out and start making content, this is a food for thought for you. Because at the end of the day, you might also be in this same situation. Till I come your way again, I remain your friend and your brother, Dr. Olabanjo Olagunjo. See you next time. Thank you.